I think the question was, why did we create Awesome Anglers? And, for me it was quite simple. I've got a son who experiences a disability himself, and I just wanted to make sure I created a safe space for people like him who could come along and engage the community, do something that was a fun activity like fishing, and meet people in a place where it was just beautiful. It was serene. You can get all those good, happy hormones moving, and eventually, with the goal to be to find friendship. So the start of Awesome Anglers was necessity for me. I found myself in a spot where I didn't really have a lot in my life going on, and I knew I wanted to do something where I could give back. I've always been a people person. I've been a natural problem solver my whole life, and I've always been good just generally with people. So I found, Awesome Anglers, and I created it, and I don't think we were ready for the response that we got initially. So it's been an absolute blast to have this service up and running, not only Cairns but Brisbane. We also love the fact that we have 3 of our boys who have come through as participants are now gainfully employed. So they work for us, and they're giving back to the community that's given them so much. How long has it been since we started? Well, we've been going for approximately 5 years now. We started with 1 person, and then we got 2, then we got 3, then we had none, and then we had 3, then 7. So it's been a bit of a journey, and fishing can be one of those things that, people come in and out, but the people that have stayed the longest are the ones that are really here for the social engagement and the community around it. So we've got a lot of these guys now. They will be catching up on the weekends. We'll get to Monday and it's like, all right, what have you been up to on the weekend? They've been up to the drive-through the drive-in in Mareeba, or they've been to a rodeo, or they've been to the movies, or they've been, just doing what you would expect from anybody else to be doing, So I just love the stories that come out of this with our guys. They're getting driver's licenses, they're getting, meaningful jobs. It's, they're really just absolutely killing it because they've got somewhere safe to come. They talk about what's going on in their world, and there's also follow-up. It's not just from me. Like I started it, but now just through being around me, like they're now holding each other accountable for their own behaviours, and which is great. Like we are all about capacity building, and it's amazing when you've got someone who's, they're going to be there every Thursday, and they're going to ask you how's that thing going for you. Something's triggered in your body. You find the impetus to keep driving. Like driver's licenses when you're 18, 19, 20. That's such a rite of passage for a lot of people. But when you add a disability in it, whether it's seen or unseen, it becomes infinitely more difficult. But with people there checking in on you and pushing you, driving you, being positive about where you're at, you can pretty much do anything. So look, we've got we use the word future proofing quite often, and when we take participants on, a lot of the time, we talk to the parents, and we go through their hopes and dreams and their goals that are passed through the NDIS, and that's what we work on. We're probably a little bit non-traditional with the way we do things. But there's a reason why we do it that way. We try and create a real life scenario here on the jetty for them where they can, they get to emulate what's real life. It's, we understand choice and control, but this is also informed choice and control. When you have people that are just willing to turn up and show up for you, maybe give you a bit of stick, give you a bit of a ribbon, as we all need sometimes, a bit of a bloody one of these ones. It's bit of thick skin up here, and it's amazing. We love what we do.
So, do you feel like a father figure or an uncle figure?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we we don't just do. This is our adult group. This is actually one of our OG groups. We've been together now for about 4 or 5 years. We come down here on a Thursday night, and it's 6 and 9. Our twilight session. We order in pizzas, and it's a bit of a party. It's like camping on fast forward. But we also do a lot with children too, and for those kids, like they might not have someone in their life, and they got a myself or a Matthew or a Puntu or an Uncle Jeff or a Timbo. They've all got someone, or Bus. Bus is another one who's really important to us. So there's a lot of people around them they can look up to that are, showing positive behaviours, and and if they need to talk to us about something, like this is a really safe space to come to and get some stuff off your chest. There's an old saying, 4 walls kill, and that can be metaphorical, it can be an actual physical space too. So when you actually have something whether it's once or twice in the week to actually look forward to. You feel a bit brighter. You know it's coming. You can look forward to it. You know that you got someone that's actually on the session that you can actually speak to because they give a shit. And it might not be me. They might not tell me. Okay, they might actually be. They might confide in another participant or another support worker. We have a community around us here, an ecosystem, as you would, that we can all sort of tap into, and you'll find your person within that group to speak to about whatever it is, and that problem may be shared if you want to share it, or maybe something that's kept between two people, but to come back around. Well, these guys, this is one of their only outings that they have for the week. So we try and make it as special as possible. It's you'll see later on what it's like.